Hello guys and welcome to another video of RGB Flying Historical Battles. Today we are going to give it a go at the Heinkel 112B-0. This is actually a pretty decent level 4 fighter, but the problem is that of course it's not as good as other level 4s as the P40 or the Spitfire or even the WWII, which is a level 3. But still is a pretty competent fighter. I actually have quite some fun flying this in arcade. And in historical battles I was worried about it doing it well or not. You have seen my other videos about the Heinkel 112 in historical battles and how surprised I was, but actually how good they were. The A0 in particular was very nice finding for me. I didn't expect it to be so good. But this is the B version. The B version is faster Heinkel 112 with much smaller wings. So when I was trying this, I was expecting the plane to actually turn worse and not be as maneuverable. The good thing about this plane is that it has 20mm guns. It has two of them. They are MGFFs, which are quite superior to the 20mm the A0 has, but they also have a lower ammo count. It's just 60 rounds per gun, and in historical battles that's a little bit of a problem. Still, what this plane has, other than the cannons, are a couple of 7.92mm machine guns with a pretty long and good amount of ammunition. So what I'm doing here is at the start of the game with this horrible weather, going over the clouds is not really an option because this is not a good high altitude fighter. So what I'm going to do is to come down on the airbase and strafe the anti-aircraft guns using my machine guns and saving cannons for later for air targets. One of the things you want to know about this plane in historical battles is that I haven't noticed its infamous and terrible propensity to lock up the elevators on high speed dives, which is a very nice thing because I have lost the count of the times I died in this plane in arcade because I was in a dive at over 550 kilometers per hour and the aileron simply locked up. So I think it's a problem related with this tractor and only happening in arcade. Well, the beginning of the battle has not a lot of new things because I just strafe a couple of 7.92mm guns. But I think this video is a good teaching tool or a good lesson for historical battles in one sense. This plane, as I told you, only has 60 rounds per gun in the 20mm cannons, and you want to save that ammunition for when you know you are going to hit. I actually, well, you are going to see that. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So there's a hurricane down there. And well, it gets shot down by a Heinkel 51B, which is something pretty cool. Hi yo-yo to do a reversal as I see more enemies behind me. There's a typhoon there and another hurricane, which is going for the BF-110. There's also a Hawk Fury up there, which is probably the thing I'm. This is actually funny, but the thing that actually is scaring me the most is the Fury, because if that guy gets my 6 and I'm not fast enough to shake him off, it's almost impossible to shake a B-plane off your 6. So yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that out of all the targets that are right now around me, the one that really worries me the most is the Fury. But the Fury is concentrated on some other things, so I go for this Hurricane, which is doing a slashing attack versus that 109F. There's another Hurricane down there, but the one that I want to shoot down is the one just in front of me, which is maneuvering. Probably after noticing he's not going to be able to shoot the 109. He's totally unaware that I'm behind him, and here I totally mess up. I only get a couple hits and probably machine gun only, so now he knows I'm here. And look at this, total fail. Well, actually the guy maneuvered as I opened fire, which is a little bit unlucky. But now I'm rushing shots. Now I'm not ensuring hits, and now I'm rushing shots. And that's never good. You can see that I have missed every single cannon round, which is shameful. Now I get a couple of cannon hits, but there's another guy down there, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down. Still, I notice the other guy has his own business, so I come back to the Hurricane. But now the Hurricane is at top speed, running for his own airbase, and quite honestly, the Heinkel 112 has a lot of going for it, but top speed is not one of them. And the Hurricane is... I mean, this is a slow plane, so I'm not going to catch up. Not at least before he arrives to his airbase. And I don't want to run the gauntlet of going against all those anti-aircraft guns. I'm seeing a Spitfire there, which is coming closer and closer, and for me it's a much higher target and priority, because if he wins my 6, I'm going to die. So I go to one side, dive a bit, change my approach so he can't head on me. And now I'm turning in the horizontal because I'm hoping, well, I'm waiting for the Spitfire to come back for me, but I notice the Spitfire is not maneuvering. And I'm really asking myself, what? And by the way, the Spitfire is maneuvering and flying, and the fact that I'm actually gaining on him and only 340 kilometers per hour, now I notice that the Spitfire is badly hard. Someone must have put a very bad burst on him, and probably one of his wings is damaged, and probably the engine is not untouched. So yeah, I'm gaining on him, and he's not maneuvering. I mean, he knows I'm here because he's plain to see the guy is not moving in a straight line, but he's not actively maneuvering. So this is making me think that guy is really, really badly hurt and almost unable to maneuver. So I come behind him, I cut engine, not to overshoot, do a slight barrel roll. Look at that, he's not trying to maneuver or turn. Now he's trying to, but very slowly. So yeah, that guy must be really hard. I only have machine guns left, but still, I have a lot of machine gun. So I can kill that guy before he runs for home. Now he's trying to head for home again. But I'm closing in, get a very good burst on him. I could have gotten that on the Hurricane before, but whatever. And yeah, keep on hitting him. Of course, light machine guns are not going to do a fast job, but in this kind of situation, it's eventually going to end like this. I end up killing him. So not bad, I got a Spitfire 1. Which is a level 4 as well, but a much better plane than the Hurricane. There's a Fury back then down there. Not Sea Fury, that's another thing. And he's not coming for a head-on, which is pretty understandable. I'm not going to get a good angle on him, and I'm not going to maneuver because I see there's a Wellington there. I actually should have gone back to the Fury, but I have a lot of respect for biplanes in historical battles. Believe it or not, you don't want to enter a turning contest against those. The Fury actually kept on going, didn't maneuver, but I couldn't know that. So, well, I put a burst on the Hurricane, and now you see, well, I don't know if you noticed, but the ammo counters on the top left actually show I'm out of ammo, and I don't know it. I haven't noticed it. So I'm just going on. I have a Hurricane behind me, and I don't see the reason to come back and maneuver and try to win the fight, because I have friendlies in front of me. So what I'm going to do is to come with friendlies and engage him in superiority. Remember that war is not a fair deal. If you are engaging the enemy in equal conditions, then you're doing it wrong. Unless you are in inferiority, of course. But if I have friendlies near, why not? So there's the Hurricane. He's coming up to engage the BF-109, and now this is really, really heartbreaking. This is a perfect shot. This is the ideal situation you want. But I'm out of ammo. So yeah, be careful with your ammunition in historical battles. Be very careful. So that's what I'm going to do, and skip it and just show me back up in the sky. The BF-109 will kill that Hurricane, so well, let's skip the landing and reloading and all that shit process and return when we are done. So up we go again, and well, they only have a Hurricane and Wellington up. The Hurricane is there, and he's engaged with a BF-109. I have my full weapons reloaded, of course, and I'm at. I was going to say full health, but no, there's no health bar in these games. So when I'm in a perfectly intact plane. Hurricane is down there, the BF-109 is going for him, and he's going to end up killing him. There you go, he's dead. So there's only one thing left in the battle right now for the British side, which is the Wellington, sorry. And right now I'm fearing that he might be in cloud cover, but no, there he is. This is one of the weaker points in this plane in historical battles. It's so slow. It's very hard to find a bomber and properly engage it with much higher speeds, unless you start from a much higher altitude and dive on him. I mean, I'm doing 780 kilometers per hour, and that's not enough to maneuver out of the guns arc of the Wellington. And you know, I think AI cannons are too effective, so I'm not really looking forward this engagement. I mean, okay, the Wellington is not a hard target to bring down, but those gunners, it's going to be tough. So I'm coming close and coming from an angle, of course. I don't want to give him a perfect 6 shot. And when I spot the first tracers, what I'm going to try to do is to maneuver a bit to avoid the defensive fire. There they come. So I level up a bit, take to the other side, so the guy can't properly lead me. But yeah, you see that I'm so slow. So I go to a side, and the thing is still hitting me. I mean, I'm maneuvering, but no, the thing is still hitting me. Now I try to come close to him, but the Heinkel is so slow. And of course, the WWII 7.7. I don't know what those weapons have, but they put me on fire a lot of times. So well, I have nothing to lose. I let loose a very good volley of 20mm cannon fire and shoot him down. And I get extremely lucky. I gotta tell you this, because that's the last plane the British had. So I'm good in my engine, diving to wind speed, trying to put the fire off. It's raining, please fire, go out. Please fire, go out. But it doesn't go out. I'm slowly dying. But in the end, the game ends before I actually die. So I got very lucky there. But really, the 7.7mm in the British gunners, I don't know what those things fire. They always get me on fire. So a couple hits and couple land targets. Not bad. Let's see another one. This time we are over Kuban. The enemy is the Soviet Air Force. Already taken off and moved to the combat area. The first target I spot is a Taika, an I-15-3. There's also an Su-2 down there, which of course been an air gunner, artificial intelligent gunner, which I'm not too fond of engaging. So my first target is going to be the Taika. After all, it's a fighter, and it's the thing I want to take on before. So I dive. I could engine because that's a biplane. I don't want to be too fast, and actually accelerating in the dive, but I don't want to bring the speed to very high levels. This plane doesn't lock elevator in historical battles as it does in arcade, but at something like 600 kilometers per hour, it starts buffeting like mad, and you can really overstress the airframe very easily. So I don't want to come too fast. I get a good shot on the Taika. He didn't see me coming, so a short burst is enough to kill him. There's an I-15 there, which is a reserve plane, but a pretty dangerous one. Oh god, anti-aircraft fire. I don't, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So I start shaking a bit and moving the plane around just in case, until I notice the anti-aircraft fire has stopped firing at me, which of course makes sense because we have a CR-42 down there, and the anti-aircraft fire is firing at him now. The I-15 is there, which, as I said, is a reserve plane, but for machine guns and so maneuverable, it's still a very credible threat in historical battles. I maneuver to fall down on him on his 6. He's going for that Junkers 87 that's there, which the Isaac is shooting right now. There's an SU-2 down to my left, and well, I can see the I-15 has not maneuvered even the slightest, and I'm confident he hasn't seen me. So what I want to do is to come very very close to him and ensure the hits. There you go, but I missed. Still, I think I got his wing, and he's unable to maneuver. And in the end, I end up killing him. The problem with the first shot here is that I was flying without vertical correction until this battle. In this battle, I actually activated it. I had flown maybe 3 battles in the Heinkel 112, and in none of them I had vertical correction. And I noticed it, and I activated it. And when I opened fire, I was actually aiming too high because I was used to the guns not being corrected for the distance. That's why I failed. But well, still got the kill. SC2 down there. I'm moving up and away because I don't want to be anywhere close to that anti-aircraft guns. I'm seeing a couple of vehicles there, which I can strafe later after I deal with that SU-2. So I come up in the vertical and set up for a proper pass. The SU-2, another of the problem with the bombers is that they don't really need to be checking 6 all the time, because the artificial intelligence is going to start shooting like this, and that way they know they have something behind them. So I can't really. Wow, that guy is on spin. So I go up, I try to go down to put some shots on him and get the kill, but in the end he's going to grass. And the BF-109 is going to be credited with it, which is cool. Well, what I was saying is it's impossible to surprise a bomber pilot, because he will hear his rear gunner shooting, and he'll know he has something behind him. So yeah, it's not easy. Jack 7 there, which is the highest level right now in the battle. He blazes past me, so I maneuver opposite. He's going super fast, so I'm able to get a proper position in his rear quarter. I'm maneuvering, but he's so fast. But look at this. What the hell? Oh well, not bad. I count that as a kill. It's not awarded, but hey, maneuvering kill, cool. So yeah, that was fun. So I'm checking what's up. There's an I-16 and an AI. So the rest of the battle is going to be actually looking for them and try to killing them. So what I'm doing is climbing out of the very heavily protected with anti-aircraft guns zone. And in the chat you can see we are commenting there's an I-15 left and an I-16. So well, actually there's another I-15 player controller around. So what we are going to do is to patrol the zone, going up and down until we locate one of them. So scanning around while winning altitude, because when we find the enemy, we want to have altitude on our side. I received notification from the other player that the I-16 is at K6, so I check my orientation and head there. There's the VF-109. The I-15 has crashed, probably landing. And of course, I'm trying to tell the other guy, hey, don't use general chat. And I don't like this. Oh, look, the I-16 has crashed. Good news. That's the thing, I don't like when my teammates get too cocky and confident, because I mean, I have flown Chaikas in historical battles a lot, and I know a Chaika can take on 112 and a BF-109. Of course, if the 112 and the 109 have no clue, that goes without saying. But yes, it can be dangerous, and they are well flown. They are not easy targets. So I'm telling him, don't get too cocky, because I mean, even good pilots can have a bad day. I have had some hilarious fails of absolutely shameful kills and shameful deaths. I mean, one of those who will never leave me, because it happened a couple of weeks ago when I was doing the P-51 review. It was a battle when where I was trying to do well in the P-51 for the review to get some footage, but of course I couldn't kill shit because of those damned guns. But whatever, in the end I got killed in the P-51 and I upped F4U Corsair, the Canon version, the level 12. And I spot one of the guys I was chatting with in the general chat, who was flying a Stuka D, the Junkers 87D with 20mm cannons. And I got too cocky, I got super overconfident, I really came in for him like mad, super aggressive. Also a little bit tilted because with the 50 cals I couldn't kill shit. And instead of killing him, he actually won my 6 and soured me with 20mm rounds. And of course he killed me. And that was shameful. I mean, in a level 12 plane, and a very good one, the Corsair C is an amazing plane, and totally owned by a Stuka. That was something else. So yeah, even good pilots and people who really know how to fly, if they get too confident, they pay for it. So never be too cocky. Never get too confident. So well, that's that, and the save your ammunition for high probability shots. Those are the lessons for today. Otherwise, you will get Stukas killing you in a Corsair. No, really, that was such a fail that was hilarious. So well, back to the action. I spot the I-15, the AI, and believe me when I tell you, sometimes AI in biplanes get to fly better than some planes. Well, mostly because most people who fly I-15 or Chaikas or Isaacs in historical battles, they are mostly newbies and they don't know how to fly very well. But the AI does one thing very well, which is turning. And put an AI in an I-15 and you'll get a very, very good turning plane. So I'm going for the head-on, get some hits. get out of his gun's range because he has double the firepower right now. And well, I threw my way. Basically, I'm doing the standard boom and thumb thing here because I'm not going to win that guy on a turn and burn fight. The other player left is already spotted and is engaged by the 109, so the AI is for me. I could have gone for the head on here, but I didn't want to face 4 machine guns with S2. Had I had cannons, probably I would try to kill him in that move. So instead what I do is to zoom away again, top a half loop and come down on him again. But of course he's coming again head on for me, and I don't like head-ons. So it's not easy to deal with one of the AIs in this game. Still, that thing gets hits on me, and I'm like, oh come on, you're kidding me? The BF-109 has killed the remaining player, and I'm just winning separation versus the I-15 to come back at the proper moment. The I-15 is breaking away, so another half loop, actually a high yo-yo, and got on him. So now we are 2 versus the AI. It's clear we are going to win this. The only thing is who is going to kill him. I get some hits on him, but not good. I mean, again, the problem with the vertical compensation. I was used to not to having to correct for distance in drop, bullet drop, and most of my shots passed over him as a result. So well, getting hits, long burst, he's maneuvering, and following, chopping down throttle a bit, not to overshoot. Ah, missed that shot. Go up, roll into him again, and again trying to shoot him. But the BF-109 right now has a better position, so I get some separation back because I don't want to crash versus him. So probably, at this point I know probably the 109 is going to get him instead of me. But I had my chance, and I blew it, so that's my fault. Trying to get some shots without hitting the 109, but in the end he kills him. Still a pretty solid game. Not too spectacular, because basically what I killed was a couple of I-15s with pilots who weren't looking behind them. But still a solid performance, I guess. So yeah, that's it for this video. The enemy has no more planes, so we win this battle, and we'll see the results. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like seeing me flying another of the very much hated low-level German planes. And see you later.